We have simultaneous translation, and let's just go over to the courtroom and let events play themselves out. The time being something like 8 minutes to 9. You're watching BBC News. This is the court in Florence.
A nome del popolo italiano, la Corte d'Assise d'Appello di Firenze, nel procedimento penale contro Nox Amanda
Italian people, the Court of Appeal of Assise of Florence against Raffaele Sollecito, and for the procedural court deciding because of the course of the cassation of the 25th of March 2013 to 422 on the appeal of Amanda Marie Knox. The sentence for the 4th of September for the Court of Assise of Perugia, given for the Penal Court, for the second sectional court, we determined the sentence is 28 years and 6 months of imprisonment. They have to pay their expenses for the legal expenses. And it's as follows. For the civil part, 654 as per law, to Aldali Tartanelli 4,500 euros plus accessories, Kercher Stefanielli total amount of 11,000 plus expenses, John Leslie Kercher, Alon Lara Kercher, in total 15,000 euros plus expenses as per law. In 90 days, the term is for the expenses. The court has also decided for the notification for the following for the parts. The application of Nox Amanda Marie and Sollecito Raffaele. They are going. The only today they have been. So they are going to be detained as a precautionary measure to prevent them leaving. She is a USA citizen, and the quashing has been nil, and so there is no longer any need for the preventative. As far as Raffaele has therefore, there is the fear that the Raffaele Sollecito may flee, and therefore his passport needs to be handed over for the following reason, and the request is refused for Amanda Marie and to Sollecito Raffaele, and it is prevented to leave the national and his passport must be handed over, and all the documents valuable for the expatriation and the
Well, we've had that verdict in Italian there. We did have a translation. With me is Marco Colombo, a London-based journalist and commentator, who can please explain to us exactly what we've heard there, Marco.
So, for what I understood in Italian, they're guilty. I understood 28 years sentencing for Amanda Knox, who, of course, is not in Italy at the moment. And I've also understood the judge saying that the Raffaele Sollecito is guilty, and his passport is going to be taken away from him, and I imagine him to be arrested, because that's what they said. The sentencing is has to be applied immediately.
But it seemed to me we only heard clearly the Amanda Knox getting 28 years and 6 months. Did we hear a sentence on Raffaele Sollecito?
I didn't myself. It has to be remembered that the prosecution asked 30 years for Amanda because she has an extra 4 years for libel cases with one of the defendants who was in court today. She allegedly said that this person was, this was the employer of Amanda, and she allegedly said that the person was also present, and it's been proved that he wasn't. So she's got an extra 4 years. Out of 30 years asked by the prosecutor, she's been, as you said, sentenced 20 and a half. I expect Raffaele Sollecito to having been given 26, which was expected, but what the sentence said is he has to service the sentence in jail. That was pretty clear from the judge, and the risk of him leaving the country is the reason for his sentencing and his arrest.
Thank you. If you're just joining us, the court there in Florence has found that Amanda Knox and Raffaele Sollecito are guilty of the murder of Meredith Kercher, the British student. Back in 2008, there had been an appeal at which those convictions had been overturned, but this court has decided that the pair are guilty. As we're saying, Amanda Knox is in America at the moment and very, very unlikely, certainly won't return voluntarily, and there will be quite a process of trying to get her back if that is the Italians' intention. She has had a sentence of 28 years and 6 months, and we're not quite sure about sentencing of Raffaele Sollecito, but he's certainly been found guilty. That's the important point. He's had his passport must be in the hands of the police, basically. He's not allowed to leave Italy. The judge said that. So after all the waiting, we've been getting on for 11 hours waiting for this. Quite a short statement from the senior judge there, flanked by other judges, upholding the murder conviction against Amanda Knox, certainly. And we're still not quite clear about what the situation with her former boyfriend is. And I'm getting more information now. They've upheld that, yes, the convictions have both definitely been upheld. The murder happened in 2008, and then they were acquitted on appeal in 2011. And Amanda Knox has certainly made a great deal of fuss about claiming she is not at all guilty. And protested her innocence. But a third person often gets forgotten. A man from the Ivory Coast is in prison following and was found guilty of the murder, and he certainly has been one of the key figures telling people that the pair are guilty of the murder as was originally found. Well, Marco